Hello, hello there. And we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode. Yeah, fresh new season. My first show this summer, which will lead us down to to the season opener this month. See ya, guys. Yeah, it's another fresh episode of the Dar and Cloud Show. See ya, guys. This guy needs no introduction. My guy, my partner in crime, no other person than to do justice to this. It is the Oregon Gooner. Po, po, po. We're
Po,
back.
po, po.
We're back. See
Let's
ya,
go.
Oregon Gooner. They said we ran away. They said we absconded Arsenal. Many people have said that, that me and you, got angry, tore our air open, broke our heads, smashed our heads on the wall when we lost, and that no one was going to see us again on YouTube. See, Oregon, going to talk to these people. We're back. We're back. Talk to
We're
them, man. Let them hear your
back.
noise. Talk to them.
We're back. Let's get it. Po, po, po. Big up early doors. I see you in the chat, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Good to be back, Tony. Good to see you, man. Couple months off doing your Finnish FA stuff and studying and taking care of family. So that's great to
Mm,
be back. And I know we've got tons to talk about. I thought the transfer window was a little bit slow, but it's really picked up for the Arsenal. And I'm
mm,
hoping to get, this Moreno signing over the line and maybe a striker, but
mm,
we'll see. I
mm.
know we'll dive into it. So, yeah, good to be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, good to you guys. Yeah, it's good to be back. You guys know I've always been busy. Of course, Dalto has been busy too. He hasn't been doing that much, during the summer. Of course, here and there, he just started doing some shows with Jay Alva down the other lane, but, we're back. Arsenal football is back. Arsenal history. See, yeah, guys, yeah. Talk of someone who has been busy all summer. See, shout out to Ellie Dawes TV, who is down here.
Mm,
Big ups to you. Ellie Dawes, I've missed you so much. To be nice to do some couple of shows with you. Someone, see it, Dahlia, someone who has been working, even during the summer. This guy has been
mm.
working hard. It's
Yeah.
Jezza. Oh my God. The shows he's been doing with Yeti, legendary content he's
Good
been
stuff.
churning out with our friend Big Yeti down there in England. See, yeah, have you done anything with Jez during the summer?
Yeah.
Shout out to you,
Yeah. We've
Jez.
been
I'll
cool.
see you more. We'll
Yeah. Shout out
subscribe.
Jazz and Tone and the Assemble. Great to have you guys in the chat. Happy Saturday.
Mm,
What's it? It's about 7 o'clock your guys' time. But yeah, no, I've been on 2 or 3 shows with Jazz, talking about
mm,
transfers, talking a bit about what we saw in the Euros. I agree with Jazz. I wasn't really jazzed about the Euros either. I mean, it was, like I said, it was kind of an exhibition for teams to make signings, basally, right?
Jez
Because
was
nobody,
tired about the Heroes. I saw a couple of shows with him. Yeah,
nobody
it
really
was
did anything go after
wasn't
the
having
Euros.
it. It
So
wasn't having it.
yeah, it was decent. It was fun to watch the Spanish team. Great to see England in the final and so forth. But it just, at the end of the day, I was really praying that there weren't any injuries to any Arsenal
Mhm.
players. At the end of the day, I'm like, "Phew, okay, we got out of that injury free.
Yeah.
Let's get to these preseason rivals in red. They called it here in America with Arsenal
Mm.
United and Liverpool. It's kind of weird PR phrasing.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I
Yeah.
said earlier, I was talking to you backstage. TJ made it to both the games in LA and Philly. Shout out
Yeah.
TJ, what a warrior.
Shout out to
And some other folks in our community made it out there as well. So yeah, it was great to have like a presence of our community out there. But at the same time, I'm ready for the Premier League to start. I'm ready to
ready for the
see
Premier League.
what
Ready for
we're
the Premier
going to, what we're going to look like, out there on the pitch on the first day.
Let's go straight into it. Oregon Junior, yeah.
Sure.
See, England went, of course, to the Heroes, yeah. We saw soccer there. Let's take a deep look into Arsenal players in that Heroes, yeah. Just
hmm
Arsenal players. We saw Saka down there. We saw Declan Rice down there. Do you think even Ramsdale was also down there too? Did, did you really see any huge performances from our players getting into this new season? Did anyone really impress you? Out of the Arsenal folk, than the Heroes
I,
per se.
no, not in the Euros. I thought Saka had his moments. Declan was average. Of course, Ben White wasn't there, but I think what he really made a difference anyway. Probably not.
Mm.
To be honest, Tony, no, I don't think there was much of an impression from an Arsenal standpoint. I mean, all the praise was going to go to Jude Bellingham anyway, right? I mean, he's the
Yeah,
golden child
definitely.
now of football, apparently, who can tap it in at in 10 yards. But he's still a good footballer. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's still a very good footballer, right? But I mean, I think it was a little overhyped. Um, I'm sure that any player at all really stood out for me. Um, God, Tony, it's been a couple of months now, hasn't it? And to be honest, I didn't really even watch that much of the Euros. Like I said, I was in the same boat as Jez, off and on. But I was paying attention to what I saw. What I was more concerned about is what I saw against Liverpool just a few days
Mm,
ago. I thought we played
mm.
okay against United in the preseason, um, but Liverpool has me a bit worried. You know, the
I mean,
with the
even the
how
team isn't really complete in this.
right,
Of
but you're
course,
still going to you're
Saliba is
still going to
missing.
see though, right? The
Julian
spine, I would
Timber
say the
was
spine
popped into
wasn't
that
there.
central defense.
We did have Saliba, we did have Rice, we'd have Saka. You consider that, you could consider that our spine. I just think that you've got to, but on the side of to kind of err on the side of Arteta, you've got to see what these other players can do without your three big names, right? You've got to see what you're working with. And what he did again is he put Havertz at left mid,
Mm.
and that's already a warning sign. It's a red flag that
That's a
he's
big
even
red flag, man.
considering it, bro. And that's,
Mhm.
but to get back to kind of the English Euros and to kind of sum up the preseason, I was most impressed with Nathan and
Big
Warren.
up Anthony Herbert.
Big up Anthony Herbert, my hero. So, like Jez says, Rice was poor, Saka was average. I would think they were both pretty average in my opinion.
Mm,
Um, but overreaching that was Nathan and Wari, his performances against United and Liverpool. And I think
mm.
if Arteta stays true to his word, he will be in the first team. I have no problem with Enwari coming on for Odegaard in the 75th minute, 72nd minute, 80th minute, right? To be a
Mm.
game changer. I think there's potential for him to be an impact player this season. So going back to the summertime, overall, I think it was a great summer for Nathan Enwari. It was an okay summer for Rice and Saka. Obviously, we didn't see them in preseason, so we don't know what we're going to get in 2 weeks.
I mean,
But
just as in the chart, just as said, I thought
right,
Rice was poor and
I,
Saka
I
average.
would say he's average, but there's times he
Do
was
you
poor.
concur with him? Do you concur with Jezza? He said
I don't
he
know if
says
Rice
here.
was
I
poor
think Rice was
overall. I thought Rice had poor moments, gave him the ball away, not making the right pass,
mm,
not playing the through ball. He made mistakes, but I still thought he was still better than Conor Gallagher. I thought he was better. He's better than other players. So they were both, to me, just bang average. I would definitely agree. Soccer was bang average, and it's worrying. You want to see this dynamicsism. I can't even say the word.
yeah.
You want to see this energy. I guess you should say. I could say. You want to see this energy, right? And so we didn't get to even
Mm,
see that against United and Liverpool. I don't know why
yeah.
he didn't play him just maybe one game, a half one of those games to see what we're going to get against real competition, not the all-star teams of the Euros, right? Where teams, I mean, the only team I saw really, really attacking was, I don't know, Spain.
Or
You know,
Spain.
I,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and that's so to think that
But
Steve's
again,
looking at the hormones.
should we be worried? Should we be worried about Declan Rice's form? Mind you, just in case you've forgotten, Oregon Gunner, Declan Rice is £100 million.
Oh, I
Yeah,
never forget that, bro.
over 100 million.
Yeah,
Come on,
I'm
man.
not gonna ever
Let's be
forget
frank
that.
about this. Yeah, and if we're not really satisfied with what we're seeing,
Hmm.
what we saw down in the Heroes, should we be kind of like worried about his form in the Euros? And again, to which extent, yeah, can we attach maybe he hasn't had a rest immediately after the season,
Right,
delve deep into the Euros again? Do you think fatigue is setting in? Do you think that's where the problem? Because for £100 million,
right.
he looked bang
105.
average.
105, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if there's fatigue there, then I'm glad that he didn't play in the Liverpool United, because that would just extend the problem if there was a fatigue problem after the Euros, right? So he was, I think, sipping martinis and probably going to Ibiza and hanging out with his wife, and I think he has a young kid. And so there's some of that, do you want to run the risk of him getting injured in LA and Philly? No, because those games mean F all at the end of the day, right?
True.
It was nice to see Nathan and Wari. It was nice to see Lewis Scully, Heaven, who looks like he could be a decent defender in the future. And some of the other kids' names, I don't recall, but I think, again, Nathan Nwari is the one we could be focusing on going into the season.
Yeah, he's a standout guy. He's a standout guy.
Yeah, and and now that we're looking like we're going to get the Moreno signing over the line, I'm more confident in the midfield right now than I think I even was last season. Of course, with the Kai Havertz debacle at left mid, I said it yesterday on the American Idiots, Tony. I want to see Rice on the left, Moreno at the 6, and Odegaard on the right, because I want the attacking box-to-box threat of Rice on the left side. If God forbid, if Arteta plays Zinchenko, the left back, and Rice there, I think it would strengthen the side. I don't even want to.
We shouldn't be
I know I'm going on a ramble. Little thing leads to the next.
We shouldn't be mentioning Zinchenko in this equation. We have Calafiori, who can also double as a left back and as a centre back for us. Mind you, Jullian Timber is also in the frame for that left back position. Why are we mentioning Zinchenko in the frame of things? It should be at least our third best, because I still rate Tomiyasu before him.
Right. Well, then why didn't Tomiyasu, Calafiori, or Timber play at left back against Liverpool 3 to 4 days ago? Why is Zinchenko even on the bus, Tony? Right? I mean, that's the thing. We don't know what Arteta's thinking. And it goes again to where if we do bring in a Gyökeres, or that's how you say his name, Gyökeres, if we bring in a striker, Oshimen, whoever, I'm telling you guys, that puts Kai Havertz at left mid. If we get a new striker,
we'll come back to that because that's for transfers. We'll come back to Victor Gyokeres or Oshimen, because there's news about them also in the transfer window. We'll talk about them later on. But right now, let's see. We have a new subscriber. Let's welcome this guy, Comp285V. Big up to you, my brother, and thanks for this chart you just dropped in, my brother. Oregon Gunner, listen to this quite well. It says, yes, that's a red flag, is actually affirming to what you said about Kai Havertz. And he's saying here, yes, that's a red flag that Havertz was in the midfield. But guys, food for thought, is that our women's team look more ready to win trophies than our men team? For example, why haven't Arsenal sold Zinchenko? Take it away, Oregon Gunner.
Because I don't think there's a suitor that really rates him. I know Bayern Munich, I think, was sniffing around him a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. Simply that when you buy, a Honda from a Honda dealership, you get a Honda. When you buy a Ferrari from a Ferrari dealership, you get a Ferrari. And Zinchenko is far from a Ferrari. And that's why it has a lower sell-on value. I think he was rated at $39 million. Hey, if Bayern Munich could pay $39 million for that dog shit, yeah, more power to him. Maybe he fits in that system some way, somehow. But as for me, we've seen enough of Zinchenko. The Trent Alexander-Arnold nutmeg 2 seasons ago was pretty much it for me, right? The Liverpool game where he got nutmegged, I was done. And even the Liverpool game, he just got beat down the wing by Salah. He plays that gap to where you can play a ball right over his head. You can play a strong through ball, and he won't catch the winger. Like, he's not fast enough or quick enough. His football IQ is off. His positioning's off. So, I mean, the reason why, and part of the reason why I think we haven't sold him, though, Comp, is because he was one of Arteta's yes men when he took over, right?
Yes men, yeah, exactly.
He brought in Jesus. So he had a couple players to kind of, galvanize the other, the new Arsenal players that, we're winners, right? We've won things, and to bring that mentality. And I think that is probably happened a bit. You know, we
Mm-hmm.
have gone from fifth to second, so maybe the
Yeah.
mentality is changing a bit, but I still don't believe strong enough in Arteta's man management. And part of that issue is as well is he will fucking play Zinchenko if he wants to.
Oh,
California could have 3 straight
but
games.
wait, yeah.
He'll stick
But wait.
Zinchenko in there just in spite, just almost in spite, right? Because he wants to win his way. But the overall question is really calm is because he needed a yes man when he came to the club, and he needed someone to back what his process was. So that's why we haven't sold
Yeah.
him because
Okay. Look at this scenario. Look at this scenario. Look at this scenario. Shout out to Amy Baba, who is down here. Comp is still down here. Amy Baba is still down here. Please smash the likes for us and contribute as much as possible. Big up to Amy Baba. That's my guy. Our brother. He's back to the channel. Our guy. See, Oregon Gunny, yeah. Throughout last season, there was something we were talking about Zichenko. We were saying, see, Zichenko doesn't really look like a defender to us. Yeah, Pep used him in that left back position sparingly. He was coming from time to time, and he gave great and good displays. But this is the thing. Last season, me, you, Shouton, Gunu, Jez, all these guys here, they were all talking about it. Members of our community were all talking about it.
Right.
Waffle TV was talking about it. Many of all these guys were talking about it. Why can't Mikel Arteta employ Zichenko to the midfield? We've seen him play in the Ukrainian national team in the midfield, and he does completely well. Do you think, because you know me, yeah, of course, I know that things could be very critical, but I always try to look at the brighter side also. Do you think why Zichenko isn't in the market? Because to be very sincere with you, Zichenko isn't in the market. Arsenal haven't made Zichenko available in the market, so he's here to stay. But do you think Mikel Arteta's plan is that he has brought in reinforcements for that left back position, which is Calafiori definitely? It could also double as a centre back. Good and okay. We have a perfect centre back and left back and right back. We have options down there. We could shuffle down there. And Zinchenko doesn't even have to be in the equation down there in that defensive network. But do you think that Mikel Arteta, because we don't know what this guy is thinking, he does his own in thinking within himself. Good and okay. Do you think he's trying to put Zinchenko as a midfield option if we don't really have what it takes in the middle of the park come this coming season? Is that what you think Mikel Arteta is trying to do?
No, he hasn't given any signal that he would do that. But he has put Party at right back, right? Let's not forget. He's played Saka at left back. I don't think. I think he knows this. I think he knows Zinchenko plays a CDM type role, a 6 type role for Ukraine. I think he knows that, but he's using them the Pep way because he's learned from Pep, right? So anything that Pep wouldn't do, Arteta's probably not going to do. He was. I don't know how instrumental he was with Man City. We still don't know. We used to call him the cone boy and the water boy and that sort of thing. Yeah. But I think, Pep said that he relied on him a lot. Now relying on each other again is what part of Cobb's question. Arteta has faith in Zinchenko in some way, shape, or form just because he's known him for like 10 years now or more.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a way of just him. He feels more assured because he's worked with them longer. But the results speak for themselves. I mean, you can look at goals scored over the last 2-3 years, and bro, it's all down our left side. How many times has he gotten smoked by Neto and Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold again? He got smoked by Salah just fucking Wednesday night, and Salah's supposed to be a dusted footballer, and he's going to Saudi. I mean, and so when Arteta looks at these lineups, I don't understand why Timber, unless he's injured, did not get a spot on that Liverpool squad. Or the Arsenal squad against Liverpool, I should say, on Wednesday evening. We still don't know what Timber brings. He scored a great goal. I think it was the under 23s, but
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fucking YouTube clip.
But again, I don't want to put the spotlight on Julian Timber. Mind you, it was a
Right,
new signing. I do understand that, but again, you of course you do know he's just coming back from injury, so he does have an
right.
excuse. He has to come and resettle into this team that he did not even seamlessly kind of
hmm But look at it this way: Arteta
uh,
signed Calafiori now,
uh,
Tony.
uh,
You have
play with
Calafiori,
so it wasn't easy for him.
right? But the thing is, we have Calafiori
No, I'm
now,
talking of Julian Timber because he
right?
has
Now
to
we
he
have
has
Timber.
to he has to really like gel with the team, and he didn't do that last season. He got injured in the first game, so
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
really
yeah. I see what you're
criticize
saying.
him.
I see.
You have to give him time to
Right, but
acclimatize to the team.
I think he's. But as far as I know, he's ready. He was in America. I think he was ready, and that's where I get the up. Is he injured? Why is Zinchenko even a consideration? Like you just named four players, bro. Right? Is he injured? We don't know. Is he? As far as I know, like I said, he recovered. He's scoring goals in the under 23 2 months ago. So
Yeah.
is Arteta? This was the Liverpool game a farewell to Zinchenko? Let's fucking hope so, right? Because like you just
Mm,
said, we have Taniyasu, we have Timber there. Now we have Calafiori. There's options,
yeah.
and that's where I get the up. That already he's giving red flags and signals that no matter what, I'm going to stick with what I think works, regardless of the other talent you have on the bench. And
Yeah.
so
Okay, good. You talked about the Kong guy. Good. Let's take it into the Kong guy. Yeah, big ups the assemble. He's down here another season
I pick up
with
the
the
chat.
assembled. Big ups to you. Jaminho is in the
Right?
building. My guy, Jaminho. You're welcome to the show. AJ Bat, of course, you guys know him. See, yeah, AJ Bat, big ups to you. Yeah, that's my guy.
Him and Jimmy.
Back. Nice to see you guys again. Amy is still in the show. Jamia is still down here with us. Big up to you. AFC always is still down here with us. Big up to you, AFC always, man.
Oh,
How
was
you
it any
doing,
day?
AFC always? Hope you're good. And I think Dal is okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
good comment
Dal,
by the
Dal, are you
assemble.
here? Are you here with us, Dal?
I'm here, bro. Are you here with us?
Oh, okay, good. I'm there with you. Darcy,
I
yeah.
got
Shout out to AJ Bat, who is in the chart. Big up to Jamia, who's in the chart. AJ Bat, it's nice to see you, my brother, man. You helped me last season. Big ups to you. Terrence Tibbs is also down here. Big ups, Terrence. How you doing? AFC always is down here with us. Big
always.
ups to you. Please put in what you think about what we're talking about, guys. It's all encompassing on my channel. Everyone matters on my channel. See, yeah, Dal, let's go into the Kong guy because you brought this issue about the Kong guy. Now, the Kong guy is
Ooh,
going back to
ooh.
Manchester City for someone very, very interesting. A three-way battle has broke out for a particular signing that might be a very, very marquee one, even if Arsenal is being linked with a host of strikers. Arsenal, over the summer and even spells of last season, have been, associated with Gyokeres Victor,
Mm,
Victor Oshimen, the Nigerian, even Ivan Tony to some incendiary spaces.
right.
But right now, yeah, Arsenal has been linked just yesterday to Manchester City's Argentine World Cup winner. Let's make that correct.
Mm,
Jullian Alvarez, 24-year-old player who played for River Plate before. His
mhm.
highest goal tally for River Plate was 18 goals.
Wow.
2 seasons ago, he scored about 17 goals all season for Manchester City. Mind you, he was coming from the bench, but in the league, he scored about 9 goals. Throw that all away. This past season, he scored 11 goals in the league alone, and he was
Mm,
alternating with, of course, the monster cornet. Hoyland, yeah, of course,
right.
he came from the bench, but he still put in forward about 11 goals. Scratch that all away. Alvarez had at least 9 assists in the league last season.
Mm,
A three-way battle has already broke out. Manchester United fighting and jostling for his signing. Atletico Madrid, jostling and battling for his signing. Arsenal, just yesterday, we've been told by reports, are also monitoring the situation of Jullian Alvarez for
Right.
Manchester City. Is this guy the answer to our striking problems? Take it away. And guys in the charts, please, do you think Jullian Alvarez is the guy for Arsenal? I know we've been linked to Oshimen, Victor Gyokeres. We'll talk about that, later on when we talk about this Jullian Alvarez transfer rumor going around about Arsenal Football Club. Oregon Gunner, take it away.
No. I think he's too small. He's too small.
Come on,
He's
man. We've had
no,
deadly strikers that have
no.
been,
He's
shorter.
he's a
Aguero has
very
been
good
shorter.
player.
Aguero has been
Well,
shorter in this league, and
please
he's
do not
banking
compare
lots of goals.
Tony. Stop. Do not compare Aguero to Julian Alvarez. Okay, if Julian Alvarez wants to be Aguero, then he can go to Atletico Madrid, just like Kun Aguero was at. He's good. He's very good, but he's not going to get us to Champions League glory, bro. I don't. The only striker, and I might get slaughtered for this in the chat, I see getting us to Champions League glory with as a real striker is Oshimen. I don't think it's Gyokeres. I don't think it's Jonathan David. Bring me Lautaro Martinez if you're going to bring me an Argentinian. Break the bank for Lautaro Martinez. I know he's kind of small too, but he scores goals. He's been in these World Cup finals and the
I
Champions
think
League
Martinez has
final.
resigned a contract with Inter Milan.
I know, but I
He's not
understand.
available.
But
Martinez has
I know.
resigned for Inter Milan. I don't think he's
I get
available.
it, and as he should. But what I'm saying is, Tony, if we're going to splash cash on Alvarez, let's get some Reese Nelson out, Eddie out, put all that money together, put an offer to Lautaro Martinez, and get me a winner. A winner. I know Alvarez is a winner, but really, how much is he really contributed?
But again, are we not being unfair to this Julian Alvarez guy?
No,
When you
probably.
say when you talk like that, he's a World Cup winner. He came from the bench, trying to jostle for a position with Højlund, who we all know is a monster and is
He's
very
not
very
good.
preferred by Pep Guardiola. Scored 17 goals all season last season. Put up assists just last season, 9 assists and 11 goals. That's not bad when you're in Manchester City.
I understand.
Coming from the bench.
I totally get your point. But that's Man City. That's under Pep Guardiola, right? Those are the two main factors, your two main points. It's City and Pep. We're talking Arsenal and Arteta. There's no guarantee that Arteta is going to get that kind of performance out of Jullian fucking Alvarez, bro. He's good. Like I said, he's good, but he will not get us to a Champions League final. I mean, feel free to disagree in the chat, everybody. I mean, I'm just saying we got to sell
guys in the chat. I want to hear you, Jullian Alvarez to Arsenal. What do you guys think? I want to hear you guys tell me about
Eddie Nketiah, and we go full force for Victor Oshimen. The guy scores. I mean, I don't. Just people are going to disagree on what striker they want, but let's not forget, Tony, a new striker. Where does that put Kai Havertz?
Of course,
it puts him at left mid, Tony. It puts him at left mid.
Yeah, it puts him at left mid, but again, he could still come in as a backup striker. That's another thing.
Yeah, well, okay, he could come in as a backup striker, and there's part of me that doesn't have a problem with that. But again, he's doesn't have the strength. He's not a Giroud. He's definitely not a Holland. He's more just like an Argentinian Saka, which is great technically. You know what I mean? He's going to be able to pass the ball, and the movement will be great. The tiki-taka will look good at times. But is he really the striker that is going to get us to a Champions League fucking final, Tony? No.
Anyway, but again, the excuse about this Julian Alvarez guy, the excuse wouldn't be that he's not a winner. He's a winner at the highest level. He's won the World Cup. He's got some goals in the World Cup.
Tony, but when it comes to Arsenal, he's still that winner.
He has won trophies for Pep. He's won the Champions League. He's won the league.
But does he come to Arsenal, Tony?
I consider him a big player.
Tony, we've got two other players.
I have a problem with that. I don't have to agree with you in everything. I think Julian Alvarez, he has a stake. He has a stake there.
Right. I mean, he's better than Eddie. Right. He's better than Eddie Nketiah. I wouldn't mind Jullian Alvarez as maybe a number 10. If we do a 4-2-3-1, put him as the 10. He's just not a striker in my book, Tony.
Well, he
I
will be
get it.
coming in for bigger money, so you can't use him
Right.
as a winger because he's coming in for big money. Because Man City is saying, 80 million for Jullian Alvarez, and if we're going for a player in the mode of Jullian Alvarez,
80
he should be a
million?
striker, definitely.
Yeah, we are not going to spend 80 million. We're going to give
We're not
Manchester
going to
City
spend 80
80
mil on a
million.
winger. That's what I'm saying.
I'd rather
So
have Pedro
he has
Neto
to
for
come as a
50
striker.
million. Give me Pedro Neto for 50 million all day, Tony. Go give me Barcola from PSG. Go get me freaking, I don't know, Saint Maximin. No, I'm just joking. Give me Pedro Neto. If you're going to spend 80 mil, you can spend 50 mil on Pedro Neto because Spurs are sniffing around him right now.
Okay, listen to okay, just listen to AJ Bat. Listen to AJ Bat. Listen to AJ Bat. He says, "Good evening, Jess Collins," and he also says something down here. I do respect AJ. He's a moderator on my channel, and I love him so much. He says here, he says, "I rate Alvarez, but I don't know what to buy. No more players from City. He doesn't want to buy more players from City. So now he's saying he rates Alvarez, but is more scared about bringing in players from City. So now that's not about his ability in it. It's about you don't need no more players from City. Oregon Gunner, what do you think? AJ is saying he rates Alvarez. No one would tell you they don't rate Alvarez, Oregon Gunner. Everyone you ask, I rate Alvarez.
I rate him too, but not in the way that I would not make him a priority. We need to stick to our priorities, and whatever those are, Edu can make those known anytime. That would be great. It looks like Merino is a priority. Maybe this Gyökeres kid. The Jullian Alvarez is, again, I think and more to AJ's point, is that if he's not good enough for City, what makes him so good for Arsenal? We've taken 2 City players and we've won what?
No. It's no. It's not that he's an outcast in Man City. No, it's not that.
Why are they selling him?
He wants to play. He doesn't want to stay on the bench. He wants to be the main guy. So he's looking for a home. And I do understand.
But he's on the bench because Pep doesn't really rate him that much, bro. I don't think Pep rates him if he's not getting any game time.
But again, Oregon Gunner, it's not easy to bench Højlund. We're talking about Højlund down here, man. We're talking about Haaland.
Yeah, you're right.
Here, man. We're talking of Haaland here. It's not easy to bench Haaland in Man City. You know that. And if this guy is coming out and saying, you know what, I don't want to play bit patch with this guy. He's a monster. I know that. He'll be, Pep would favor him no matter what I do. But again, in the seasons, Pep Guardiola has favored Haaland. He has scored 2 seasons ago. He scored 17 from the bench. So now imagine if he plays at Arsenal in a full season. Come on, man. He's scoring 17 from the bench. At Arsenal, he might be putting in 20, 25. And that's what Arsenal is looking for. We don't have a striker to score 20 goals for us.
But I know, Tony, but again, that's in a Manchester City Pep Guardiola setup. We've seen what Jesus has done when he's come to Arsenal. Not much. We hate Zinchenko. So and again, is Julian, okay, when Haaland starts, and you said before that we could use Alvarez as a winger and so forth, is Alvarez the winger when Haaland starts? Is Pep using him as a winger? No.
Not really. Pep, he moves him everywhere. He moves him around.
Right, because he doesn't have he doesn't have a settled position. He doesn't start on the left. He doesn't start on the right. He doesn't start over Haaland. So, Pep, he's expendable. And we are buying, if it's really 80 mil, which I can't believe would be that much. Okay, let's say 60 mil. Do you want to give $60 million to Manchester City so they can go buy fucking Danny Olmo and really rip us apart? I mean, that's the thing. I wouldn't buy, like AJ said, I wouldn't buy anyone anymore from our rivals. There's players out there that can do the Jullian Alvarez job. And I understand the numbers and the stats. I totally get what you're saying. And that's a very, very strong point. But again, Tony, that's in a Manchester City setup with Pep fucking Guardiola as the manager. You move him into the red and white at Emirates, you will not get 17 goals. You may get 7, if that, because Arteta may play him at different positions and they may not work out, just like playing him at City in different positions hasn't really worked
Yeah.
out. I just think that he's a player that, yeah, he's very good. He's very, very good. All your points are 100%. But I don't know if he's what we need as a striker, because we have players that are similar to Alvarez, right? In the ilks of Saka almost. I mean, in some ways you can say Odegaard, even though Alvarez is more of a center forward, but he still
Yeah.
just isn't enough. I mean, I think, and I want to know your opinion too, Tony. Do we need a Giroud Holland type player up front? I think we do.
Nah, we don't, because we already have, Kai
Havertz.
Havertz, who would be
Right.
that old guy,
Then he needs
ruminating
to be
around the 18
Holland
yard
number
box.
9. But
Maybe
wouldn't
not as
you
good as
agree?
Giroud, but
Would,
we don't need any
wouldn't,
of that kind of striker.
wouldn't you
We
agree
need a
that?
fighter. We need a runner,
Right. So
a
you would want
poacher.
Alvarez as a backup? Would you take out? So you want Alvarez as a backup to Havertz?
No. I want him to be the main striker, not a
Over
backup. He's
Kai
better than
Havertz?
Kai Havertz. I rate him more than Kai Havertz.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. No, then I see
Because
your point. I
because
see your
if you're
point.
playing backup to Erling Haaland and you're coming from the bench and you're giving them 17 goals, see, he raked up 9 assists and 11 goals
Tony,
just last season. And
that's on
we all know
a
that
speedy
Haaland
free
played almost
though.
all the old games for Man City. He was more favored from Pep. And if he's putting up
Right.
these goals from the bench season after season, I don't see a reason why that guy wouldn't score 20, 25 goals in a season for Arsenal. But again, I hear you. I'm not saying I'm correct, but
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
hear
just saying
you.
you're asking
That's
for a
why we
lot,
have to
man, for
debate this
Jullian
stuff here.
Alvarez.
But
Yeah,
let's go into a striker who Arsenal have actually been going for almost all
right,
season.
right.
Victor Gyokeres, 26-year-old Swedish international. See, yeah, this guy needs no introduction. See, in the league just last season, yeah, he scored, I think, a total of 42 goals, all competition. But let's just talk about what he scored in Portugal in the league
Yeah.
in Portugal last season. 29 goals for Victor Gyokeres in the league alone and 10 assists for him last season. Do you think this guy, mind you, the season before that, he scored about 21 goals and 12 assists? You know what? Yeah. Fast forward to this time, 100 million euros is his release clause. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
think we
it's a
should be
lot of
going
money.
for Victor Gyokeres? I've seen his movement. He's a fast-paced player. Is that kind of guy that is a poacher. He's a goal poacher. His layoffs quite amazing. His hold-up play totally unreal. This guy is the kind of guy you want
Right.
ruminating around your 18-yard box. Oregon Gunnar, what are your thoughts about Victor
Um,
Gyokeres? And again, Victor Gyokeres, I think Arsenal is haggling with the price for Victor
I hope
Gyokeres.
so.
I heard that we've already struck an agreement with the player, but with the football club, no, Arsenal is haggling.
Right.
And I also heard that Arsenal might just leave Victor Gyokeres and now facing the signing of Oshimen down there at Napoli. We'll talk about that later on. But Victor Gyokeres, what do you think? We'll link to
Um,
him. Yeah.
I I think those numbers are pretty incredible, even though it's the
Mhm.
Portuguese league, but still, it's a competitive league. I think he had a stint at Coventry City, I believe too. He played for Coventry for a while
Yeah,
in the championship or the second division, probably the championship
yeah.
league.
He's
Um,
got 17 goals in
no,
the championship
yeah,
again for them.
and he's got the physicality, right, Tony, that I'm talking about. He's got the
Yeah,
stamina,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
so I would much rather, in my opinion, have him than Alvarez, just because of the physical standpoint. If
Mm,
Gokeres comes on for Havertz, you've still got that big body in the middle. You're not going from 6'4" to, 5'6", 5'7", right, in
mm,
height, and I mean stature, strength. Like you just said,
mhm,
Gokeres holds up the ball, is a poacher. Those things I think he's probably better at than Alvarez. So yes,
mm.
I would That's a lot of money, though. That's a
That
lot of money.
100 million, it's a lot. That's an
Yeah, and
overbloated fee
so
for him.
that's crazy money, but I think there's more of an upswing for Gyökeres because he's had experience in the English league, you could say, the championship.
In the English,
In
yeah,
England,
sure.
yeah, in England, he's used to the physicality is nothing new, and it's not new to Alvarez either. I mean, he's been in City now, I think, what, 4 seasons. So I'm not going to. I apologize. I'm not going to make the comparison for Gyökeres and Alvarez. All right, I'm just going to say Gyökeres is the physical type player we need that matches Kai Havertz, physicality. Shout out Drew Gunners. Um,
Big ups,
so
man. Drew. Big ups.
if
Just big up, darling chat. Big up to you, man.
he's a real
Jessa
one,
says he doesn't want Alvarez. Wow. Okay.
right? And
That's
then
a shocking one
that's
for me.
yeah, he's a bench warmer
Yeah.
at City at times, like we had mentioned. But no, I think Gyökeres for less
Shout out
money
Malia.
is
Big ups to you,
real.
Malia. We love
Yeah,
you,
Malia.
Malia.
And I think Gyökeres is more realistic of what Arteta would want up front. If you're putting Havertz up front, 6'3", 6'4", you're making a statement, right? You're saying that we're not going to get bullied in the box. Like, we're going to challenge your center backs. And with I mean, think about it, Tony. Alvarez trying to back up Virgil van Dijk, really? But then you put Gyökeres out there, Havertz, like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we've got a body in there, a guy that can, head the ball pretty decently, can get an elbow in, can fight with some CBs, right? And I think Gyökeres probably fits that bill. To be honest, I got to see more of him. So I'm going to probably next few hours, I'm going to watch more about him because I know that name has been lingering around the club for the last season, the last year, right? Maybe year and a half. So that name's been lingering longer than Alvarez has, right? Alvarez is a brand new thing. And I think at this point, we've already solidified the signings that we want. Like, we've identified them.
Yeah.
So Alvarez may be some, outside noise, some fugazi, right? But at the end of the day, I think Gyökeres is a better fit, and it's extremely from the goal scoring, the ball holding up, which you've described, and you've talked about him as similar to other YouTube streamers. I think Gunner's talked about him a bit. I'm sure Jazz has brought him up in some shows. So I think I would want to take a punt on him than I would Alvarez.
Okay. We'll go to Victor Oshimen quite shortly, yeah. But again, flash news, yeah. Arsenal have rejected a third bid from FC Marseille, Olympic Marseille, yeah.
I know.
27 million euros, that's 17 million pounds. These guys are coming for Eddie Nketiah, who scored less than 10 goals last season. But man, what is wrong with Arsenal?
I don't know,
bro.
Take the
what
money,
is going
bro.
on? Like, come on, man.
It's infuriating.
See, if you give me £5 million for Eddie Nketiah, I will take it. Like right now, I will take it. I just feel that Arsenal have been able to kind of like overinflate his evaluation, and Olympic Marseille has been drawn to this, to this loggerhead with Arsenal Football Club for Eddie Nketiah. They're the only one team placed for him. I don't think any other football club is jostling for the signing of Eddie Nketiah. Even in his hometown of London, no one is fighting for him. Fulham doesn't want him. Crystal Palace backed out time ago. Come on, man. Olympic Marseille are the only one flirting around Eddie Nketiah. They came up with £10 million that was shut down. Came back with £17 million, totally shut down. Now, the third one, Arsenal have shut it down again. They've already had a pre-agreement with Eddie Nketiah with reports. But right now, Arsenal isn't willing to play ball. What do you think? Eddie Nketiah, third bid, shut down by Arsenal Football Club. Talk to these people.
I think it's a complete shit show, my friend. 27 million for Nketiah. Sign the deal, Edu. Just get him out of the club. Like you said, 5-10 million. Go to Ipswich. Help them out with them. Who are going to get slaughtered this season anyway. He can go get relegated with them and bring him up. I mean, it just he's so terrible, bro. And 27 million. Geez, what a robbery of Marseille. God dang. If they
Like
went
it's
27
daylight
mil, bro,
robbery.
I'm walking off into the
Daylight
sunset with
robbery.
that. He has
I
robbed
wonder why
two
Arsenal
rockers,
is
bro.
haggling over the
That's a
price.
violation, fam. So I, I just
Wait. Oregon, yeah. I want to ask you this. Is there anything about Eddie Nketiah
Assembled said it
that
right
would
down.
make a football club think that, okay, his evaluation it's more than 20 million pounds? In every, like, just check everything, every nuance of that signing.
Right.
Do, do you think there's anything about Eddie Nketiah that spells 20 million pounder? Is there anything about that
No,
guy?
no, no, bro. He's a $6 million footballer that wears the number
I mean,
14 shirt and gets 100 grand a week. And Assembled said it right down here in the bottom comment. Nketiah is an Arteta project. That's
mm,
it's 1,000% right, bro. He's an Arteta project
yeah,
that's failed. But
down the rabbit
Arteta's
hole.
correct that he's
Yeah,
not gonna.
true.
Arteta won't fall on that sword. Just say, hey, Eddie, we got to sell you. And 27 million is a steal.
That's a steal,
There's
man.
no Prem team is going to
That's
pay
a
that.
big
No,
steal.
no Prem team. West Ham will not pay that.
It's a big steal.
Ipswich, Crystal Palace will not pay 27 million because they're
No,
smarter.
none of them. But again,
Yeah, this Marseille
again,
guys will be fired for that.
if he's what more domestically, they'll be fighting for him. But right now, there's
Yeah,
no skirmish right
right.
now for Eddie Nketiah in the English market. It's only
If
foreign markets. Although I heard a
right,
certain team in Germany is also looking at him, but there's no concrete offers. The only team with a concrete offer for this guy is Olympic Marseille. And
right,
Arsenal have rejected their offer 3 times.
and I
These
see.
guys might just say, "Oh, we're tired. Let's go for someone else."
Right. Well, here's the problem I have with that and Arteta's man management. Okay, Arteta, you're not going to take 27 million from basically the fifth ranked league in the world for a team that's basically competing. You're killing Eddie Nketiah's career if you don't sell him because you're not going to play him, Arteta. And you
He's
know
not
you're
going
not
to
going
play.
to play him. I mean, I
We saw
sound
proof
silly.
of
I'm
that.
talking to Arteta right now. You're not going to play him. You're keeping the lad on the bench. You're paying 100 grand a week for a player that scored a hat trick against Sheffield and 10 goals last season. Get him out. 27 million is a fucking bargain steal.
Mm.
You are
It's a
robbing
steal, man.
Marseille. Sell
It's a
him
steal.
now. Now,
I'm
Arteta.
surprised. I'm surprised a club
You
would
know, you
even
put him
come
in
with
the
a
gold
full
press, and
chest
there you go.
to even give 20 million pounds for Eddie Nketiah. He hasn't scored even up to
Hey,
10 goals. Brother,
you know,
his
but
hold up play,
here's part of the reason.
his
Here's part of the
his
reason, Tony,
body
is
language. He can't run. He can't go poach.
there's no evidence and
I give
data
him
from
one thing. He can run around, but he can run
yeah, he can
around like a
run.
headless chicken. He
Most
does
players can
nothing.
run.
He
Here's
completely
the
doesn't
thing.
help the team. He
Here's the
offers
thing,
us
Tony.
nothing. His runs off the
Here's,
ball are disgraceful. He doesn't
right,
poach balls. He can't
right,
score goals. He can't hold up play. His runs off the ball, are terrible. His first touches
right.
is one of the
Terrible.
most horrible first touches I've seen by a
Right.
striker in nearly 2 decades. Like,
Mm.
I don't know, man.
Well,
There's
I'm
nothing
wondering.
about this guy that spells even a 10 million striker.
I
Five
would,
million pounds, I'll
right.
give him away.
Yeah, I'd fly him there myself. But here's the thing, Tony, as well, is maybe the valuations are off because there's not enough data, right? There's not enough numbers on Eddie Nketiah. So these teams who want to buy him say, oh, he's an Chelsea Arsenal product. So there's got to be something that he's got to know how to play football some way, right?
Mm,
So when they go to price him, though, there's not enough, I say, video clips. There's not enough data or history for these teams to make a real decision, right? So
yeah,
they don't know if he's 10 million because he's only scored so many goals. He's only played so many games. So if the other teams looking at him, they got to figure out, how to categorize him as a player that they don't think they're getting, number one, ripped off from, and number
yeah.
two, that is at least going to produce for them because there's just not enough of him playing, right? I don't think for these teams to make a decision. Like if he would have
Fact.
scored 16 goals last season and we still wanted to sell him, fine. He would command 27, 30 million, but he didn't score that many goals. All of the data these teams have to go on is the fucking hat trick from Sheffield. So they can't decide on how much he's
It's
worth.
true.
You know
It's
what I
true.
mean? They
It's
can't
true.
decide.
It's true. Edu, please, I beg you, in the name of God.
It's
Yeah. I know
tough,
you,
but
yeah, man. I know you don't listen to, average people, but please, just do it, man. Come on, Edu, just sell Nketiah, yeah. Just
yeah,
do the
just
Arsenal fan
$7 million
base a
is a
favor.
steal.
I know you don't listen to us, yeah, but please, if this ever gets to you, please just sell him, man. Enough is enough. Yeah.
I mean,
Let's sell these players that offer nothing to Arsenal, that are raking so much money in wages, and they offer nothing, completely nothing. I should give it to to the board though. Selling
mm,
Emily Smith Rowe, that's a
yeah,
big one. Yeah,
that is a big
it
one.
takes balls of steel to do that. I agree, but again, to even check that up, Emmy Smith Rowe has contributed nothing for the past 3, 4 seasons to the
Right,
Arsenal. So
right,
why can't we let him go? See,
right.
just last week, Emmy Smith Rowe went to Fulham. He did his medicals, and right now he has been unveiled by Fulham. Oregon Gunner, what do you say after so much years
Oh,
with the football club? Emmy Smith
yeah.
Rowe taken away, so to Fulham.
Um, he's their injury problem now. I mean, the guy spent half his
Exactly,
career injured. I
exactly.
mean, 25 mil for an injured player, go for it. But maybe they have some miracle wizard in their, medical staff that can fix whatever ails him. But it's heartbreaking because I think we saw moments of absolute fucking brilliance from him, and
Yeah,
he scored
yeah,
important goals for us at important times. So there is
yeah,
a part of me that, kind of wants to see more, but Arteta's not going to play him.
yeah.
It's evident. He's had multiple times when Emerald Smith Rowe was fit and on the bench where he could have pulled
Yeah.
Odegaard off in the 75th minute and put the kid on instead of the 87th minute against Liverpool or some shit like that.
Mm,
I mean, it's a shit show all the way. But I'm glad for Emerald Smith Rowe that his career can continue. That he's not getting shuffled down the fucking, Azure Valencia or
The
some place
assembly
like
is saying he was frozen out. See, I have a problem with that word. He
to a
was
point.
frozen out.
To
I
a
don't
point,
really
right?
think he was
The
frozen
injuries
out.
were
See,
really bad.
no. I don't think he was frozen out. See, you have to be
Right,
putting up performances for the Arsenal. If you're not putting up, that's the extent I've gone to. If you're not putting up performances for the
right.
Arsenal, just go away. You know what? Yeah, I think he was given chances last season. It came in spells. He lost some goals he would have scored on a platter. At least there were 2 goals he would
Yeah,
have
there was
scored.
a couple
But
sitters. Yeah, that's true.
if you remember those
There
games,
was a couple sitters.
they give him a chance to show and to showcase himself again. And I'm
Right.
sorry, he's a good guy, and this is the problem. He's a
Oh, he's a
good
great
guy.
kid.
You know he
Great
has the
kid.
Arsenal DNA. He's a
Yep.
good guy, but being a good guy doesn't get Arsenal over the line.
Doesn't get you
That's
anything.
that's the problem. I need players that will get us over the line. His injury worries is become a big problem for
It's a
Arsenal.
big problem.
And I'm sorry, man. I don't think it's about being frozen out. I think it's about what you can bring to the team. They put him out, in spells. Same thing. So, for 35 million pounds,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
refreshing
Take him
situations.
away, go bring in a better player who would come in, who has good fitness levels and who will bring something different. That's why I'm talking about this Merino. It brings something different to this team. Of
Right.
course, Oregon Gunner will be talking about him in a split second. Just before you answer this question from the assembly, it says, question, do you honestly believe Arsenal are serious about winning the league when Nketiah is the first team option? Oregon Gunner, take it away.
I think we're very serious about winning the league, especially over the last 2 seasons. I know we haven't lifted a trophy. You can, some people view second 2 years in a row as progress. I kind of do and kind of don't, right? I mean, second without anything is still second.
Mm,
Um, if Arteta's expectation is to have Eddie and Nketiah play, let's say, half the games assembled, then he's really gambling his job. And that's the point that gets me so upset is we've held on for Eddie and Nketiah so long, and we're getting offers of 27 mil for a guy that couldn't hit a barn door with a fucking machine gun.
mhm.
You know, just to think that he's going to propel us somewhere, assembled, like he's going to get us somewhere, like
Yeah.
it's unrealistic. It's pressure on him that he can't do, right? And it's pressure on Arteta for his job for playing players that can't produce. So it's if they don't sell him, I would say use him in some Caribou Cup games against fucking, I don't know, Port Vale or whoever, Middlesbrough or somebody. I don't know. I don't know where Eddie fits in this side at all. You know, I mean, we have options as strikers. We can play Trossard there, obviously Jesus, and if I've been calling out this for a while, Martinelli, put him up front. We have
Yeah,
coverage,
Martinelli.
right?
Yeah,
You
Martinelli.
know,
Yeah,
we have coverage for
that's a
strikers.
viable option. That's a
We've seen
viable option.
Trossard up there perform. Trossard is clinical in front of goal. So we have options, and that's why I think Eddie's fourth pick down the list, guys. Sell him. And he's got the 14 shirt, the
We
coveted
have to
14
sell him.
shirt that I think
We have to
Trossard
sell
should
him.
have. Trossard could wear
We
the
have to sell
14.
him.
Give it to Trossard or somebody. But that's besides the point. The thing is to answer your question, assembled, no. Yes, we're serious, but we should be smart enough to know that Eddie Nketiah isn't going to get us anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if we keep him
We need to accept.
us,
We need to accept that fourth
our
bid
fault if we
from
suppose.
Olympic
Yeah.
Marseille. It's a no-brainer.
It's
That's
a
27
no-brainer.
million euros for Eddie Nketiah. It's a
Deal.
no-brainer. Edu Gasper, allow that deal to roll. You know,
Get that
let's go and
100 grand a
focus
week off the
on
books,
new
man.
striking
100 grand a week.
options. We need this as soon as possible. And mind you, someone said it, of course, in this chart. I've forgotten who said it. Ivan Toney is still up for grabs for £1 million. Guys, it's a no-brainer. Someone we're talking about for about £100 million before. Suddenly, it
40
is
mil.
available for just £40 million.
He's
That
never
guy is
coming to
still
Arsenal, bro. I said it a season or two ago. I said it
a
here
season
so
or
many
two ago,
times.
we're
He's
talking
not
about
coming to
£100 million
Arsenal.
for Ivan
We would
Toney.
have gotten
Is free.
We would
He's
have,
also an
Tony,
option.
bro. We would have got it done in December. We would have got it done in January 1st of last season if we wanted him. We do not want him. He's a great player, but let's be honest, he fell off. He got that one great goal for Brentford when he came back, and we didn't hear shit from him for at least the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. He was non-existent. He didn't do shit for Brentford. I mean, let's be honest. He's good, and I think
I hear you, but of course,
Jullian Alvarez.
of course, you're not gonna doubt. But of course, you're not gonna doubt Ivan Toney's quality when it comes
No, of
to
course
how he
not.
plays
He's better
and,
than
his
Jullian Alvarez.
output. You know, he has always been a very, very
Right.
consistent a player for Brentford. Of course,
Right.
you know, he just came back from that betting scandal. You know, he has to acclimatize to the team. You know, have a knock around and knock about with the boys yet again.
For sure.
Shout out to Paul Forwell, Blue
Yeah,
Nose.
Paul.
This is one of my consistent followers. He has his own channel too. Please, guys, go follow Paul Forwell, Blue Nose. He's a great guy. He does a couple of shows too. Paul Forwell is a very big Birmingham fan too, anyway. But you know, he travels around England most of the time, and he's a great guy too. I like him. You know, great guy. He says, "Big up, Tony, you legend. Great to see you back on YouTube. Big up, Dow. Big up to you, Paul Forward. You know we love you down here, yeah. FUTG. Big up to you, man. How you doing?" He says, "What's up?" See, just before we get into this, Victor Oshimen. See, yeah. Now, I know you know, because you sang his praises just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
This guy in 32 games a season before, he scored about 26 goals. Yeah.
Yep.
It's okay. You know, in a season where
26
Napoli won the league. Yeah. 26 goals, 4 assists. Totally understandable. This past season, of course, he was injured in spells for Napoli, so he didn't get enough games like he did in the previous season when he won the title for them. But good, just this past
season, and he was abused by fans, and he was abused racially by fans.
And he was abused by fans. But do you know what? His numbers speaks for itself. He still scored 15 goals, higher than Eddie Nketiah, higher than Kai Havertz, who played almost all the whole games for the Arsenal, and that's in Italy where they have brutal defenders. And he scored 15 goals and 3 assists last season for them. See, Victor Oshimen, Napoli, what do you think? Arsenal have gone to the negotiating table. I heard that it's not a 3-way battle between PSG, Chelsea, and Arsenal Football Club. And I heard that Arsenal is striking an agreement with him, and they're
Hmm.
talking to Napoli in the boardroom. What do you think? Victor Oshimen
Um,
for Arsenal Football Club, 25-year-old.
um, he's my. Please don't slaughter me in the chat. He is my number one pick. He is the striker I want at Arsenal. He can run, he can pass when he has to. Obviously, 4 assists, but he's scoring goals. Do we want a striker with a bunch of assists? No, not really. I don't care how many assists the striker gets. I care how many fucking goals he bags. Right?
Yeah,
Bring
yeah.
him in now. He's tall, bro. He floats through the air. He can head the ball,
Mm,
bicycle kick, flick, flack, tiki taka. The energy he would bring would be unmeasurable. He can run, bro. He can run, like run, like
mm.
gazelle. He reminds me of Adebayor. He reminds me of Emmanuel Adebayor. Now I know he's a
Yeah.
turncoat
And it's
Judas,
tall. It's tall. He's a
and
goal
he's
poacher.
tall.
Mm,
Right. He's tall. He can fight the CBs, Tony. We need to
yeah.
fight Ruben Diaz. We need to fight Virgil van Dijk. We need to fight this Lissandro Martinez and this Yolo Lino fucking whatever his name is for United. The center backs will be better, right? Just like strikers will be
Mm,
better. Everybody will be better season after season. Some teams will fall off, some will rise to the top. But Victor
yeah.
Osimhen to me is one of a kind, one of a
Mm,
kind player, right?
yeah.
He's agile, quick. He commands the ball. He wants the ball. He doesn't, he seems selfish, which I like in a striker.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
His hold-up play is also desirable,
yeah,
also, and his
he's
runs off the
fast,
ball, and with the ball,
brilliant.
I'm
He can
totally amazing.
interchange on the wing. He can
Yeah.
cross the ball. He can do
Mm,
short crosses. I don't think he can belt one, from one end to the other, but
mm,
he can. I think he is part of the missing puzzle pieces. And I know people don't rate him. I get it. He's not everybody's flavor of the month. But when you look at some of his gameplay from even last season, the 15 goals, he scored some worldies in that. But the one where he
oof,
scored 26
some
goals in
amazing goals
32
he
games,
scored.
that's it, bro. Bro, he was bagging them outside the box, just out inside of the foot, top bins. And
Mm,
just bicycle kick and heading it, flicking it with his heel. That's the energy we want and need. But the opposite part of that coin, Tony, is that it's Arteta managing him. Will he perform for
will he
Arteta the
perform
way he
under Mikel
performs with
Arteta? And
Napoli? And Napoli are
that's a
very
big
difficult to
question.
deal with
That's a
financially.
big question.
Napoli's owner, Di
I'm not
Laurentiis,
impressed with
right?
Arteta's records when it comes to strikers.
Right?
Will he play him in a
How?
certain way that would diminish
How is
all
Arteta going to
his
implement it?
quality as a striker? So
Right.
that's the problem. That's a problem. And, I don't know. But again, will you take Victor Oshimen than
Absolutely.
take Victor Gyokeres?
Yes. Yes. There's a
Why?
dynamicism with
Because
Osimhen.
Gyokeres is more faster. Gyokeres is faster, more
I don't know
skillful,
about that. I would have to see a race in that, Tony, because Victor Osimhen is fast as fuck. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know,
Victor
man. I
Oshimen
would
is
have to
fast too,
really
but I think Gyokeres is faster
hey,
as a
fair enough.
striker.
But to me, the Italian league, like you said, is much more difficult than the Portuguese
Yeah,
league when it comes to defending
definitely.
wise. I mean, let's be realistic. So, I just think Victor Osimhen, to me, in the way I look at football, is is like someone said, is a vital ingredient.
Mm,
A vital ingredient. Even though I know that's not towards this question, but I just see a real dynamic player there, Tony. I mean, I see someone who's worthy of the 14 shirt. Sell
of the
Eddie.
14
Get it
shirt.
going.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I agree with you. As for me, anyone between Gyokeres and Oshimen is okay for me. I'm totally okay with with those two strikers. Any of them is okay
You
for me.
can't defend.
But
No.
I'm leaning towards Gyokeres because he's a proven scorer. He has scored in Portugal. I know there are questions about that league. I totally understand that. But again, I just think he would fit in with Martin Odegaard quite well. Mostly
Hmm.
his runs
True.
off the ball. And Martin Odegaard likes to, skillfully, running deep and try to create
Yeah.
pocket spaces. And when the space opens up, of course, Gyökeres is a killer. He's fast with the
Right.
ball. He has a little bit of trickery also in him. But Oshimen is more of a goal poacher for me. You don't find those kind of like dribbles here and there, getting into pocket
Right.
spaces. Is that kind of guy that will bamboozle the defense. He's
Right.
strong, he's tall, he will push players away and
Yeah.
have his way. Gyokeres isn't like that. Gyokeres is that kind of guy that might make that run, and of course his movement off the board is very fast,
It's very
and he
good.
just
Yeah.
lightning speed. He just moves in and tries to jostle and fit himself in to get those balls. His hold up play is quite
Mhm.
good, desirable. Also, Oshimen has quite good hold up play. Aerially, that's where Gyokeres, you know, got to
A
improve,
little weaker.
a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit. But Oshimen aerially is a beast because he's tall
Right.
enough, 6 foot plus. He can hold up play even with his head. He's good, with his legs and with his head too because he's quite tall. He could use defenders as a shield to just go up even more and just get the ball in. He's that kind of guy. But Gyokeres is more faster, more
Mm.
skillful. Uh, Moves into
Yeah.
pocket spaces, but he's not
I,
that kind of guy. Jostle and push players here and there and not muscle them
sure.
to get
Well,
area.
Oshimen is more than that. Yeah. Well, I would think. I, I think that's kind of maybe the weakness of Oshimen as well, is he's kind of almost a Jesus like. Jesus is really annoying, right? He's annoying in the box because he's pushing, moving, shoving, talking to the ref and doing all this, cartoon Mickey Mouse shit.
Cartoon, yeah,
And I can see
cartoon.
Oshimen kind of doing that. He kind of has that personality. Oh
Hmm.
hey, the defender's touching my back, and just kind of being an annoyance and not concentrating. Because the thing is, I think that we get upset with Jesus about is you see all this running around, but there's no real concentration on
Yeah,
goals.
yeah. No real bite. No real bite.
Right.
He complains a lot and he whines a
Right.
lot.
And I think we will get
I
some
hate
of that with
players
Oshimen.
who whine a lot. He whines a lot. He's like a
Right.
baby when he's
And I think
when he's
Oshimen
whining
has some of
and
that in
doing
him.
his cartoonish caricature down there. It makes him look less of a point man, less of a focus man. And
Right.
look at Hoyland. He doesn't have time for
No.
Holland. I mean, he doesn't have Holland. He doesn't have time for all those shit. He's just down there. He wants to score goals. He wants to push players away. He wants to
Yeah.
annoy players. But
Right. But he can
Jesus is
finish.
just running around like a headless chicken. Wants to do cartoonish postures and all this
Right.
stuff. It annoys me rather than even.
Right.
I
But
don't
I
know.
think Oshimen has some of that in him as well. I mean, we've seen that at Napoli. We've seen him kind of, do some
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse shit. So there's that side as well. And I also worry, I guess, all the positive that Oshimen has, the worries, the negatives come from, kind of being a clown in the box and just, being a prankster or whatever the hell you want to call it, right?
Mm,
And then number two is his attitude. Like he, is Arteta going to have an attitude issue with him? He's sort of Aubameyang-ish in his attitude
yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
right?
He has
He's
a
a
strong
very
personality.
expressive individual. He's got his cars, his women, his clothes. That may
Hmm.
go against Arteta's, ethos of what he wants in the squad.
Philosophy. Yeah, exactly.
Philosophy, right? Exactly. I
Mm.
mean, and in that standpoint, I think maybe Gyökeres from that mental standpoint is a stronger candidate for the striker role. But I just think
Mm.
that Oshimen just
Maybe
brings a
not for the
bit of
striker role, but for Mikel Arteta
unpredictability.
himself, because I
Right.
think he will favor Victor Gyokeres. He's a more modest player. He's not that kind of player
More
that will mount
modest.
up. His dressing is quite, Mikel Arteta-ish.
Sure.
He
More
fits in
conservative.
with it. Yes, man, kind of. It toes that line. He's that kind of guy. He's calm. His
And I
demeanor
don't
is,
think Oshimen's a
is
yes
quite
man at
good.
all.
Victor Oshimen
Yeah.
is that kind
He's
of
not a
guy that
yes
will
man.
voice out his concerns.
Yeah,
He's not a yes
100%.
man. If he's angry, he will let you know he's angry.
Right.
If he wants to play in a more better role to open up play and get him more into the match, he's that kind of guy that will talk to the coach. Uh, is Mikel Arteta that open to such situations? I don't think so.
Right.
And I think
Yeah,
Victor
I'm not so
Gyokeres
sure
is what
either.
will fit Mikel Arteta's, yes man
Yeah.
syndrome in a way. That's how I see it.
I think either one of those, if we were to get, and then again, the other flip side of this, if we get either one in, are they back up to Kai Havertz, or does Kai Havertz move it left mid? Because there's just a part of me, Tony, that feels Arteta wants to fit him in there as a midfielder so badly. Like I don't know,
Mm.
understand what his obsession is with that. But maybe he's over that now. I don't know. But all I know is that Kai Havertz, if he's the number 9, he doesn't get lost, right? in the in
Mm,
the in the midst of play, right? He can do what he's
yeah,
told to do up front, and he's had
yeah.
some great goals in 2024. He was our best,
In
probably one of
2024,
our best
some banging
players
goals, man.
in the
Victor
year.
Oshimen. Just before we go, our new signing, Calafiore, the Italian
Cauliflower.
defender. What do you have to say? And again, just before we go, also, Oregon Gunner, talk to us. Does Arsenal have the best defense in Europe without a doubt right now? Calafiore, Saliba, Magales, and mind you, we were the best defensive unit in the Premiership as a whole last
Hmm.
season.
Right.
William Saliba is the best defender in Europe. That's my own thinking.
One of the Euros.
Do you
Yeah.
think with what we have right now and how we've solidified that defensive structure right now, bringing in a player, a high caliber player from Bologna, that his reputation speaks for itself. Look at what he did for Bologna. Do,
Hmm.
do you think this solidifies that back four as as the best in Europe? Do you think this is it?
That's,
Do you
yeah.
think we're locked in and locked out in that defense for the coming season? Is it the best?
Yes. I think it's one of the best. It's definitely in the top 5, if not the top
Mm,
3. Yeah, absolutely. And people can make the argument that the Prem's the best league in the world. Okay, if Prem's the best league in the world, and we have the number 1 defense, then we're the best defense in the world. But I think we're going to be even better with Calafiore. It's
mm,
gonna be very, very good this season with defensively. Now I can't speak on attack or injuries or any of that, but defensively I think we are sound. And I like the idea of the
yeah,
versatility. I don't mind, if Calafiore has to play, let's say, right back because Ben White's injured, and Arteta puts
yeah,
Tomiyasu at the left. I don't think he's going to do that. He would put him at the right, but who knows? The left back, our fullbacks are kind of changeable a little bit.
yeah,
We probably won't ever see Ben White at left back unless we absolutely have to. Um, but yeah, man, I can't say I'm not disappointed at all in the
yeah,
Calafiori
definitely.
signing. I never watched him at Bologna, I must admit, but from what I heard from Bologna fans and I've seen on Twitter and YouTube and so forth, is that he was fucking class there. That he was the center, the main guy of their spine of that squad. And Tomiyasu comes from Bologna as well, so
Yeah,
I guess we have a pretty good deal with Bologna. So,
yeah,
um,
pretty good deal with
and
dealings with them,
Tommyasu's
with taking
decent. I
two
know
of
he's
their
been to the
players.
World League,
Yeah, yeah,
but Calafiori's
that's
going
a
to be the
very,
real
very good
deal. It's going to
relationship.
be a massive upgrade from Zinchenko, a massive upgrade
Definitely,
from Zinchenko. So I
definitely.
think teams on the right side are going to think twice about coming down the right side when before, they didn't. Mo Salah has no problem going against Zinchenko. Yeah, 35
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. So
Big
I
ups to
just,
DGVR Gaming Entertainment. Yeah, he
yeah,
made
buddy.
he does a lot of my graphics for me, man. He did one killer graphics for me. I'll be using it on my channel quite soon. Big ups to him, and he's a friend of this channel. We love you, DGVR Gaming Entertainment. Guys, please go and show him some love on his channel. Subscribe to his channel. Show him some love. Big ups to the assembled, everyone who joined us today. Mark, guys, this is a Man United fan now. He'll be coming to my channel. Me and him, we're doing some certain kind of stuff. Mark, a friend of this channel too. I go to his channel to mock Manchester United. He's a great guy. And he says, fantasy dreaming Jullian Alvarez wants to come to Arsenal. He has started his man games. No probs, man. Mark also says, yeah, it's like believing Arsenal sat down to dinner with Tony when that would have been the illegal call tapping out. Oh man, Dave. Man United fans, yeah. He says, yeah, we have a watch. How long you ducked out? No, 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 man. I've been busy this summer, man. Let me rest. Can't a brother rest again? See, Oregon Gunner, what do you have coming up, man? Talk to these people, man.
Coming up is every Friday with my man TJ on the American Idiots Show. I think we're
Mm,
at episode 68 or 69 coming up.
mm,
So shout out TJ. That's been a blast, and ready to
yeah,
start
man.
another season with you, Tony, doing this show. It's gonna
Yeah.
be it's gonna be fire. We got to figure out a Monday or Tuesday for sure. We'll figure that out in the next week or so.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll definitely figure that out.
but other than that, man, just hanging out, working, taking care of fam, and getting ready for the season to start. I just I hope I don't see Kai Havertz at left mid. But no, I'm looking forward to the season. I'm hoping there's just improvement. I think Calafiore is a great signing. It really does, like you said, solidify the defense. But we can only tell, right? We can only tell when he gets out there and see what he can do. I'm excited for
Yeah.
Timber to come back. Let's just keep my fingers crossed. But other than that, thanks for
Your
having me on the
fingers
show
crossed.
again, buddy. You can find me at Oregon
Yeah,
Goon on
definitely.
YouTube, and catch me every now and then with Jez and Yeti and the rest of the community. So yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, guys, follow Oregon Gunner on his channel. Yeah. Of course, he goes to other channels. He's more of a blesser. He's a very
oh,
selfless
yes, you're
person.
too
He
kind.
hardly does shows on his own channel, but he goes out to bless other people's shows. He has been one of my biggest friends down here, if not the biggest, because this guy, when no one was not even one subscriber down here, this guy was always, he was always supporting me. He was always supporting me. Oregon Gunner, man, big ups to you. I really, really do appreciate what you've done for me personally and
Right.
also as a friend. Thank you. He's also an amazing person to talk to and, have a heart to heart talk with. He likes rap music the way I like it too, old
Like
school,
all music, yeah.
anything, Oregon Gunner,
I'm a
man,
'90s
you're the
kid,
man,
man.
man. You're the
Everything.
man. You're the man.
Yep.
Big ups to you, and hopefully we'll get the season popping. As we've already started today,
Sure.
guys, go support DGVR Gaming Entertainment. That's another brother of ours. Graphics. He helps me out down here. Mark, go support. He's a Man United fan. Maybe we'll bring Mark to the show. He's a Man United fan. He's a great guy. He has a loud mouth when it comes to Manchester United. So he could anger anyone. This guy,
That
and I
sounds
like
good.
him so much. He could anger anyone because the way he has chest for Manchester United,
Yeah.
I've never seen it, man.
Yeah, the
And he's
chosen
a
people
great
back
guy,
it up.
at heart, very great brother. So it will definitely pop into the channel quite soon. Mark, go support him on his channel down there. The Assembled Jezza, who was also here, much respect to him. Every other person who came here, TKA, Comp, 285. All these guys here. Malia was also down here with us. Ellie Does TV, all these guys, Amy, Baba, big ups to everyone. AJ Bat, all of you guys, yeah. Big ups to you guys. From me and my brother, Oregon Gunner, we are out. Peace.